Shalom, 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 Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yashai Barakatah. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yashai Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, and double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the 144,000 chosen men, the elect men, the hopeful elect men of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yashai, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Adal. He had a really bad habit of, now that I'm in the truth, I did this as a Christian, and now I'm realizing it has nothing to do with Christianity. It has everything to do with the way that my spirit has been created, just like many of yours. I got a bad habit of taking a secular song, if it's within reason, and now that I understand the lyrics to this truth, I look at these songs that are written on the left-hand side in Amalek's counterfeit tabernacle of David, if you will, using our people. And even I use this a lot with also rock, a lot of rock music, because I like a lot of alternative rock. I like Deftones and Jane's Addiction and Nirvana and stuff like that. But this song right here, I was never really big into it. The Breathe song, or the Air song, talking about air. But now that I understand Revelations 11 and 11 and Ezekiel 36, and I understand, Genesis, Adam getting the breath, and understanding what the breath actually is, that it's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's the spirit. It's the Rakah Kodash, it's the Harakah Kodash. It's how we breathe. It's how we understand and live before Yahweh. And one of the warnings that Yahweh Shai gave us, man, was what? He said, fear him who can kill the body and throw the soul into hell. We understand what that means. Now, what is that? What is that mystery, you guys? I'm interpreting it as what took place during slavery. The 3 days and a half, our dead bodies on the ground, not buried. We were alive, you guys, but we were taken back to that dry bone state, that valley of dry bones. That is the death and hell Yahweh Shai was talking about. To not only die physically, but you're spiritually dead, where you're living on the earth under the sun, where Esau is in rulership, and you don't even know that you are a Hebrew Israelite. You don't know the name of Yahweh. You don't know the name of Yahweh Shai. You don't know the direction of the temple, because you no longer understand who you are. Your entire heritage, which is what? The wisdom has been taken from you. And now your soul is literally in hell. You are in the worst possible state that a Hebrew Israelite spirit can be in, because we were never created to experience that level of darkness, that level of no airness, without, for a lack of better words, because we were given wisdom from the beginning, man. We're the only nation he ever gave his wisdom and his name to. And we had to go through this punishment. It's the way he wrote the story. We had to go through a season of that, man. I can't even imagine, you guys. Now, knowing what I know, and I know it can be taken from you. He can take your candle. I don't want that. I don't want to be bugged out. But knowing this truth the way that we know it, I hear songs that I used to hear in the background. Let me see if I can pull up and I'm just getting, you guys, this is real random. I don't listen to this song every day. I'm probably going to start to for a little while. No Air. Let me see the lyrics to this thing. No Air lyrics. All right. So we understand that the breath is the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. We also understand that Amalek on the left-hand side loves to attempt to counterfeit things that have to do with us, right? And he uses our people who are in this dead state, but he grants them some pieces of that light on the left-hand side, and they operate in it, and they do counterfeit stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read these lyrics. Tell me, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? Verse 1. If I should die before I wake. So think about this. Think about that. If you die before you wake, what is that? We went through that. Some of us were trapped. We lived a couple of lots on the earth, right? Where we were in a state where we thought we were black or African American, only slaves. We didn't know that we were Israelites, right? And we died before we woke up into the truth, and then we end up in the spirit realm, knowing that we're Israelites, then getting our judgment, and then we have to wait 2, 3, 4 generations, or 3 or 4 generations or longer to come back down again, and then hope that we're born awake or in a situation where we will awake. That's a pretty deep line once you understand the truth. If I should die before I wake, it's because you took my breath away. Losing you is like living in a world with no air. And the only person that this can apply to is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, you guys. There is no human being. There is no person. There is no male man, and there's no female woman on the earth that anybody that's a Hebrew Israelite should be singing these lyrics to, other than Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash. That's Yahweh Shai, bro. These lyrics are only, but this is written on the left-hand side. It's written by, because I remember once I started hearing the lyrics, I was like, wait a minute. I wonder what kind of, honestly, I wonder what kind of magic spell. I wonder, because I think about that kind of stuff. I wonder how they apply human blood when they do a human sacrifice. If it's seasonal, if it's specific to one song, or if it's an artist, or, when they do their movies. I wonder about this because when you go into, we'll come back to this. When you go into the Feast of Blood, right? The Feast of Blood, mentioned in Wisdom of Solomon, I believe it's chapter 12. Feast of Blood. There's a reason why they do this stuff. It's not just because Feast of Blood. They are applying energies, spiritual. Yeah, they're doing stuff, right? For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things, therefore chastenest thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Yahweh. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious, that's hateful, works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. What and who were they sacrificing? And also those merciless murderers of children. There goes your answer to the top. They were sacrificing children, and devourers of men's flesh. They were sacrificing adults, and the feasts of blood, and they were engaging in some form of blood drinking, flesh eating, or both. It's right there, man. With their priest out of their midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute for help. And this goes into, even we got into this, passing our holy seed through the fire. This is one of the major transgressions that we did. One of the ways that we committed adultery and how we consummated the marriage of worshiping devils was passing that which belonged to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai in the ancient world, which is the firstborn, right? The males, even the females, we were giving those over to Molech in a form of human sacrifice, following after this order. It is the same shit today, what our people are doing. These people, they're engaged in the same thing, you guys. And don't think Esau doesn't understand that they are what do you call it? Israelites. Now, at the level of understanding that they're Israelites, are the 2/3 that are in this? I don't know. I don't know how many of them actually understand that they are actually Hebrew Israelites. I don't know how deceived they are, but they are willfully operating in this crap on the other side. But these lyrics, bro, tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. If I should die before I wake, it's because you took my breath away. Losing you is like living in a world with no air. And that's what we went through. That's what we're coming out of. I'm here alone. Didn't want to leave. My heart won't move. It's incomplete. Wish there was a way that I could make you understand. But how do you expect me to live alone with just me? Because my world revolves around... Oh, whoa. This thing's skipping. Damn it. Hold on, man. It's tripping out now. Can't live. Go. That's how I feel whenever you ain't there. Okay. Because my world revolves around you, it's so hard for me to breathe. Okay, now this is Chris Brown singing. So tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Can't live, can't breathe with no air. That's how I feel whenever you ain't there. There's no air, there's no air, there's no spirit, there's no understanding. And he hid his face. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai hid his face from us for a season, a long time, and we walked around on the earth. What was the result of us not having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? What was the result of us not having his name? What was the result of us not knowing who we are? Look what the 2/3 have become. Look what he has pulled us out of, you guys. Christianity, man. American patriotic, left, right, Republican, Democrat, sports. These are the things our people, this is what they identify with, man. Christmas, Thanksgiving, fucking 4th of July. This is all we are if we don't wake up, bro. And what are the precepts where we woke up? I'm going to pull them. So, Revelation 11 and 11. Look at this, man. So that no air, how can I breathe with no air? This is what it's like. This is what we look like. This is how the scriptures define it. After 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the power entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, right? So this precept, this prophecy, Revelations 11:11, it connects to the prophecy in Ezekiel. Ezekiel 36, no, it's 37. Go over one. So we read, and he said unto me, Son of man. Okay, hold up. Let me just read it. This is Ezekiel 37, okay? The hand of Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh and set me down in the midst of the valley, which is full of dry bones. And we know that the valley, we now understand that the valley is talking about Mystery Babylon. It's talking about the land of the north. It's talking about the fourth part of the earth, the ends of the earth, which is America, the great city. All those terms that I just said, those are all indicators of America. Okay? The United States. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death and I fear no evil. That's King David prophesying about when we would be in this place. Okay? And set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. So they time traveled in a vision, right? Prophesying wise. And caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, they were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. We had no water. We had not had water sprinkled on us yet. There was no living water. There was no river of life flowing from our innermost being. Why? We didn't know the name of Yahweh Shai. We thought at this point, we're thinking Jesus, Edomite, white man Jesus. We're talking about yes, sir, boss, no, sir, ma'am. Is master going to be sick today? I'm going to be sick today. We're just fucked up. We don't know who the fuck we are. Northern Kingdom too, speaking Spanish. You know what I'm saying? All Catholic out. Just all fucked up, bro. Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, right? Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? They're in the most destroyed state possible. And I answered, O Lord, most high, thou knowest. Verse 4. Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word. Hear Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is called the word of God. He's called the word of power. Hear the word of Yahweh. Hear the angel of Yahweh. Hear the spirit. All of it. Verse 5. Thus saith the Lord most high unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath. How can I live? How can I breathe when there's no air? You see that song? That's how I'm trying to apply that song to this. Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. When we get the breath, we will live. Why? Well, because we will have the understanding and the wisdom on how to operate before the Most High. We'll know how to position ourselves. We'll know to face the east. We'll know to call upon His name. We'll know to go through the precepts and learn by books like Daniel did in Daniel chapter 9. And we'll be able to confess our transgressions and acknowledge our portion of what brought us here. And then we can also separate ourselves from our enemies and not get into the deceptions of asking them for help, protesting, and voting. We're going to cry to the Most High to send Yahweh Shai. I believe that's Isaiah 19, verse 6. And I will say, and I will lay sinews upon you. You will begin to build the temple. Aren't our bodies? Our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit, right? So this is him building us up in all the doctrines, the correct understanding of the new song, everything, diet, clothing, the best that we can as captive Hebrew Israelites in Esau's kingdom, understanding that we are in the land of our captivity. Verse 6, and I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. This is him setting us in order before their eyes. So I prophesied, and everything takes place. The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, life, movement, redemption, the kingdom rule, everything, the rising and falling of other kingdom nations. It's all in prophecy. Everything is tied to prophecy. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together. This is 1969. Abba Bivens. This is the fulfillment of prophecy. Malachi, Micah, I will send you Elijah the prophet, and he will turn the hearts of the sons or the children to the hearts of the fathers, and the hearts of the fathers to the hearts of the children, right? That's what's happening. GMS being raised up. The apostle Tahar, the elder apostle Gabar, the elder apostle Rimlam, and all the captains and bishops underneath them. So I prophesied, and I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to bone, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. How can I live when there is no air? Remember that song? Okay, that's why when I heard that song, I was like, man, I'm not going to say that song's talking about this, but there is a lot of stuff on the left-hand side, movie-wise, music-wise, that they are gleaning from the right-hand side, but they're doing it from a left-handed Luciferian perspective. It's so deep that it takes you to understand this truth to be able to peek over on that side and say, hey, wait, that belongs over here, or hey, you stole that from over here. That originally is over here. You see what I'm saying? Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord Most High, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. We are not an army until we get the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Without the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, there is no army. There is no fight. And how do we fight? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty to the Most High, to the pulling down of strongholds. What is it? If ye speak this word, I take my words in your mouth, and I turn them into fire, and I make this people wood. That goes into the northern and southern kingdom, speaking fire on their enemies. And the fire that we speak is the understanding of this prophecy. But going back to this, tell me, how can I live with no air? Look at that, man. Can't live, can't breathe with no air. That's how I feel whenever you ain't there. There's no air, no air. Get me out of here. And the water's so deep. Tell me how you're gonna be without me. Tell me how you're gonna be without me. If you ain't here, I just can't breathe. There's no air, there's no air. And this is what's the precept? I walked, I ran, I jumped, I flew. What is that? Look at this. Those who wait upon the Lord, they shall walk and not faint. They shall run and not be weary. They shall mount up with wings and fly. Dude, this is all in the precepts, right off the ground to float to you. There's no gravity to hold me down for what is this? The beaming up, catching up into the chariots, until the indignation passed by. Let's get it. Hold up. But can you see it? It's like, man, dude, how much of this is actually connected really Let me get these goofballs out here. To live alone. Okay, let me see. That's how I feel whenever you ain't there. There's no air. There's no air. Got me out here in the water so deep, so deep. Tell me how you're gonna be without me. If you ain't here, I just can't breathe. There's no air. There's no air. Actually, you know what? Let me do this so that I can jump back and forth. Let's snap a photo. Let me see. Snap another photo. Let me see. Is that it? Damn, it keeps going. So I was listening to it, right? And I was like, man, there's a lot of this. And they just go back and forth. Okay, so now, there's two precepts I want to grab. Just to show you, it's not a coincidence. They shall mount up with wings. They shall mount up with wings. Okay, and it's not an accident that you got two Jakes singing this song, right? But they're in Esau's kingdom doing it. So Isaiah 40 and 31, and this is all prophecy. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So you see it. You see the lyrics. And I'll go back to the lyrics. Because what? The scriptures are lyrics, right? It's called a new song. Let me see if I can get me out of here. Let me see. I just can't breathe. No air, no air. No air. Let me see. Tell me how am I supposed to breathe? Tell me how you're going to go without me. How do you expect me? World revolves around you. I live alone with just me. To live alone with just me. No air, no air. Oh, because my world revolves around you. For us, that's the truth. For what do the elect? What does the 144 do? The 144,000, they follow Yahweh Shai wherever he goes. Okay, do you see how these lyrics cannot be sung to a person, man? You can't sing this shit to a chick. You can't sing this shit to, if you're a chick, you can't sing this to some random guy, bro. This has to go, and I know this sounds, you know what I'm saying? Some of you are like, oh, no, bro, I'm being serious. This has to be directed at Yahweh Shai. Who else on the earth could these two boneheads be singing to? And everyone else that's going to the club, you know, you're going to tell me one female is going to encompass this song? Get the fuck out of here, man. You tell me some random dude to you girls out there, your imaginary fantasy guy, some random dude, some nigga is going to encompass this song, and you two together, when you two by yourself, when the one female and the one dude in the club, when y'all finally meet and there's sparks, right? Your relationship is going to encompass this song? No, man, this is way bigger. This is Yahweh Shai and his bride. This is Yahweh Shai and his love for his father. This is like in Song of Solomon. Okay, it's just more. So yeah, I saw this, bro, and I was like, man, this is like this is the scriptures, bro. But I'm gonna end it with there. Just you guys see the song. I don't even know how the tune goes anymore because I started singing. I was like, man, that sounds like another one of them songs that actually was taken from the scriptures on the left-hand side. They turned it into a pop hit. They tweaked a couple of the lyrics, but the majority of the actual understanding really comes from this side of prophecy or this side of something deep. But they wrote it as a hit song, you know, on the left-hand side in fucking Amalek's kingdom and his record industry, and got two Jakes to sing over it. You know what I'm saying? And people think, oh, this is a really cool hit. And if you listen to the song, bro, it's got that hypnotic pull to it, which that goes into your left-handed energies. That's the blood and the witchcraft and all the shit that they be doing, because there's no interpretation in it. So this thing can have all kinds of imaginary, emotional, you know, feelings and you know, visuals to people's minds, when this is actually really talking about Yahweh Shai and his people. So I pray that this was edifying. Hopefully I didn't freak you guys out too much with this. But there's a lot of songs, man. It's crazy the amount of songs that I've been able. I have never. This is the first time, I think, or the second time I've actually done a lesson where I'm trying to show you cannot apply these lyrics to a girl. You cannot apply these lyrics if you're a chick to a dude. And then a dude and a girl cannot say this is our song. It's not, bro. This is higher. These types of these types of songs are, of course, they're written on the left-hand side to feed the carnal nature, to exalt the great city Babylon, and there's no edification on the left-hand side unless you're on the right-hand side and can break it down. Like the proverb says, who is as the wise man who knows the interpretation of a thing? That's where the elect men come in. We're the ones that can break down the enigmas and the dark parables. That's been given to that's been given to the elect Hebrew Israelite men, and they and their faithfulness, right, and their chaste and the process of them making themselves white and ready for Yahushua in the form of the marriage supper of the Lamb. We're not here to tweak it out. We're not here to be perverted or to change the interpretation for the bag. We don't care about that shit. Just like when the prophet Daniel told one of the kings, keep your gold chain to yourself. I'll give you the interpretation. He didn't care. He just didn't care, man. I don't want. Let's get that, bro. Shit, that's actually huge because there's so many Israelites that are going off because of the bag, man. Daniel says, keep your gold chain, and it's not just a gold chain. A gold chain, I believe, was a status of royalty and government type power back in those days too. It wasn't just a beautiful piece of jewelry. It meant authority. It was a status, you guys. Like that. There was a lot to that. So Daniel 5:29. Daniel was clothed in purple and had a gold chain placed around his neck after he interpreted the writing. This was part of the reward. Okay, so hold on. I want when he says keep your chain. I don't want. So let me see. Was it? Oh, hold on. He says keep it. I don't want it. Let me see. They drink wine. Praise. Okay. Let me see if I can find this really quick. Because now the son of the king is doing the same shit as Dad was doing, and the Most High, the Elohim, they judge his ass. Then Daniel was brought before the king. So let's read right here. Then Daniel was brought before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, art thou that Daniel which art of the children of the captivity of Judah? Aren't you a Hebrew Israelite, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry? I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and that the light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. See, this is the breath. Without this, you are in a seriously hellish state if you're an Israelite, because we absolutely need this. We cannot function, just like Yahushua said about wisdom. She is more precious than rubies and gold. I loved her more than thrones and scepters. Look at this. You see, what do you see? You see Daniel, who does not have a scepter. You see Daniel, who does not have a throne, but because he has her, the wife of his youth. This is dark speech. The wife of our youth is just poetic expression for the beauty of the wisdom of the Most High, the Father. His wisdom is the wife of our youth. We're supposed to cherish her. We're supposed to exalt his wisdom above any female and above all the other philosophies of the earth. Because look what Daniel's about to do. Because remember, he's in the presence of the king, who also has his Chaldeans sitting next to him. He's got real gangster, left-hand, spiritual men sitting next to him, and they cannot interpret the mystery that's on the wall. They can't. So what good are they? What good is it? And here comes Daniel, a Hebrew Israelite, and he's about to break it down. And in times like this ability is more. It's worth more than us. It's worth more than anything to get the interpretation of a thing. Verse 14. I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. Verse 15. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof, but they could not show the interpretation of the thing. You guys need to understand how powerful. He is standing in the office of all the most powerful, endowed, spiritually endowed men on the earth at this time. And they cannot perform what they're there to perform, but he can. You got to understand, bro, what this is. This is not just, oh yeah, okay, yeah, what do you need me to help you with? No, dude, it's it's higher. Just like this song is higher. This song and these types of songs that these artists sing, the reason why they're hundreds and millions of dollars rich, this is their consolation now. They've been paid to do this. They're all going to die in the judgment, though. These were not just random songs. Do you have any idea how much deception, how much transgression was committed while these songs were being played over the radio? Dude, this shit's real, bro. The vibration of this music, right? It's not good, man, until you're able to get on the right-hand side and be like, hold up. This song's really about this, this, and this, and this. This is what this is. We are interpreting something just like Daniel did, and he's about to do right now, okay? Let me read verse 15 again. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But they could not show the interpretation of the thing. Whoo! Verse 16. And I have heard of thee, that thou canst make interpretations and dissolve doubts. Now, if thou canst read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about thy neck. Why? It's not just bling, even though it is bling. That's a symbol of authority. That gold chain would say to the world, I can interpret mysteries. I can break down anomalies. I can explain spiritual secrets that even the freaking most powerful left-handed wizards cannot. That's major authority, dude, in a real kingdom. And shalt be the third ruler in the kingdom. Verse 17. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself. How many Hebrew Israelite camps outside of GMS have not done this? Look how deep that is, bro. This is major. The ability, the spirit, the heart to be like this, I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. All I care about is the truth. I'm a prophet and I'm going to prophesy. Fuck your goddamn position. Fuck your robes. Fuck your gold. Fuck your chain. Just like Yahushua says, as King Solomon in the Wisdom of Solomon, I loved her more than scepters and thrones. I valued her above all gold and silver. Verse 17, then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself and give thy rewards to another. Give that status, give that power to someone else. I don't care about it. Yet I will read, but yeah, I'm still going to give you what you need. Yet I will read the writing unto the king and make known to him the interpretation. Dude, bro, this is what makes GMS so powerful, bro. None of their channels are monetized. You'll never see a commercial on any of our channels. I'm not a member of GMS, but I follow the same. I do the same thing. Our channels are not monetized. This is not what this is about, man. We're not going to sell you a prophecy. They don't sell you prophecies, dude. They don't have prophecies on YouTube that you have to click and pay $15 for. You see the difference, man? Big difference. Yet I will read the writing unto the king and make known to him the interpretation. Verse 18. O thou king, the most high God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor. Look, he's acknowledging the most high, and then he's acknowledging the kingdom. He's not just acknowledging the kingdom. This is huge. You got to understand this. People don't do that today in Esau's world. Esau says everything's him or Mother Nature or science or some fantastic fucking shit. He never acknowledges the Most High. You can't even be a scientist in Esau's kingdom and mention a creative expression or creative intelligence. You'll lose all your funding. That's how different Esau's rulership is from every other previous rulership. Verse 18. O thou king, the most high God, the most high power, gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor. Verse 19. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him, proving his rulership, which is in heaven on the earth. Whom he would, he slew, and whom he would, he kept alive. That's power. That's the same thing that you see the so-called white men doing today, proving that he's also in now this position. And whom he would, he set up, and whom he would, he put down. What do you see happening in Hollywood, in sports? You see what race of people can cancel you, and what race of people can set you off and make you a movie star or a star if you just do what they say, a so-called white man. He's in that same position. Verse 20. But when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. That's when he went crazy, right? But he got it all back. Verse 21. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beasts, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High Power ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointeth over it whomsoever he will. Right? Verse 22. And thou, his son, O Belteshazzar, hast not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all these things. Verse 23. But hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives and thy concubines, basically having a party, they have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the power in whose hands thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified. Verse 24. Then was the part of the land sent from him, and this writing was written. Verse 25. And this is the writing that was written. Many, many tickle upharsin. Notice how Daniel didn't even need to see the writing. He already knew it was on the wall. He didn't have to go look at it and study it and take pictures of it and then go pray this time. He just walks in, says, fuck your robes, fuck your gold, fuck that. I'm going to tell you what's up. And he already knows that the hand was sent to write on the wall. He didn't have to go look at it. Verse 25. And this is the writing that was written. Many, many tickle upharsin. Verse 26. This is the interpretation of the thing that no one else in this kingdom can interpret. It's always a case with the Hebrew Israelite man. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many power hath numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Tickle, thou art weighed in the balance and art found wanting. 28. Peres, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. Bro, this is a literal declaration at the what do they call it? The cusp, when at the ending, the literal ending of a kingdom and the beginning of another one. That's where we're at now. That's where we are at now with Esau and Jacob. Okay, 29. Then commanded Belteshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. And it doesn't matter, because that kingdom would fall. And that night was Belteshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain, and Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. So this is where we are at. Peres, the kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. Look, where are we at? Esau is the end of the world. Esau, and this is where for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the follow. But more so what? The star that rises out of Jacob, who is Yahushai. A star shall rise out of Jacob. So yes, Jacob is the next to rule, but from Jacob, or from within Jacob, Yahushai is that star, shall rise out of Jacob. To get more specific numbers, look, I see him, talking about Yahushua. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and the scepter shall not rise out of Israel. And a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Seth. Look at the next part. And Edom shall be a possession. So the stars rise out of Jacob. Jacob's rulership is connected to Edom's fall. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. Seir is talking about Mount Seir, and Israel shall do valiantly. And Mount Seir is also connected to Israel. Edom, the Mount of Edom. So a lot, okay, in this. But my point in this lesson was we cannot function without the breath. So I pray that lesson was edifying, and I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Salakia. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone of whom I learn from, and a shalom to the 144,000 chosen, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.